helped multiple coaches scale to 6 figures a month, and getting high ticket clients is actually so easy, but so many coaches overcomplicate the whole process. In today's quick video, I'm just going to break down exactly step by step how to land high ticket clients consistently and scale your offer to 100K per month. So we're going to get straight into it. How to scale to 100K. Now, just to show you guys some results, these are some of the stats that we've been able to do so far. We booked 60 calls through cold ads in 18 days, 201 calls, 100K cash collected months, 50% close rates with 2 closers and 2 setters. And then here are some results. We took Zach from 0 to 30K or 28K in 30 days with a 10.8x ROAS, return on ad spend. So this offer was just off of cold ads. And then Ryan's offer, we did like 36K to 82K in like 40 days. And this was cold ads too from the VSL funnel and also the IG ecosystem together. And then we have Joe Riley, a pretty big real estate offer. We did 100K in 30 days. Pretty big organic audience. And then we have Luke here, a trader with about 125K a month. So in order to understand how to actually get clients, we got to understand the maths. Scaling is all about numbers. So in order to hit 100K, so let me present here. In order to hit 100K, let's assume you're selling a high ticket program, which is a $5,000 program. Okay. That means on average, let's say your order value, because not everyone is going to pay in full on the call, right? Not everyone has $5,000. Some might split it into 2, some might split it into 3, right? Some might finance it. So I would say on average order value, let's say it's $2,500 per close. So every single close you collect $2,500 or your closer collects $2,500. What this means is you need to make 40 sales in order to hit 100 grand a month. Now, if we backtrack that, 40 sales and your average close rate on both cold traffic and organic traffic is on average about 30% together, because or cold traffic is around 20% close rates on average. That's pretty industry standard. And then in organic traffic, your close rate should be around 35 to 45%, right? So combining those two, let's say 30%, you need to take, or your closer needs to take about 134 live calls. And by the way, if you guys have a sales team, closer takes about 10% cash collected and the setter takes about 5% cash collected. And you might give him a base as well, or her a base. Average, so when you take 134 live calls, so how many booked calls do you need? Okay. That means on average, let's say the show rate on cold is usually about maybe 50 to 60%. Organic traffic is usually about 70, maybe even 80% show rates. So let's say on average, you get about 60% show rates. What this means is that you need to book 224 booked calls on your closer's calendar. Okay. Now, this is a lot for just one closer, but if he's a savage or if she's a savage, then she can definitely take, or he can definitely take all of these calls. If you open up like 10 slots, for example, 10 slots a day. Cost per book call. Okay. So now that you understand how many calls you need to book per month, 224 in order to hit 100K a month, you need to now spend on ads. Okay. Unless you're relying solely on organic traffic, which you probably aren't, because that's going to take a long time, probably years of, posting. And if you want to just get to 100K per month way quicker, you utilize ads, okay? You use your money to buy back your time. So cost per book call for a VSL funnel. So I'm going to break down 2 funnels here on this video. So on a VSL funnel, it's around 200 to 300 bucks, all right, per book call. And then for the IG ecosystem, which is called the growth circuit ecosystem, every book call costs about 50 to 150 bucks. That's pretty average, okay? So what this means is that you need to spend about 56,000 on ads on average. I'm not saying these are going to be, the stats that you're going to have, but I'm just saying this is conservative, pretty conservative, and also like average results. Okay, so 56,000 in ad spend using the VSL funnel, which will get you about a 1.8x ROAS. ROAS means return on your ad spend. So for every $1 you put in, you get $1.8 out. Now, in terms of the IG ecosystem, you get about a 4.46x ROAS, and that's spending about $22,400 in ad spend. Now, the difference between this VSL call funnel and IG growth system is with the this growth circuit ecosystem, you need to post content. You need to definitely post organic content. As opposed to the VSL funnel, you don't really need to post organic content. You could just run up thousands of dollars on ads, as you can see here, 56,000. So yeah, obviously this is very conservative. 1.8x ROAS is good at scale. But yeah, this 4.46x ROAS is really just accounts for the organic traffic. Now, the difference between these two, right? Let's say you don't want to post organic, you just want to use your money and run a lot of ads, and you use the VSL call funnel, and that's completely fine. I'm not saying it's bad, because some of my clients, they run this funnel as well, and it's been working really well, right? We have a 10x ROAS on one of the call funnels. So I'm just saying, this ROAS is being conservative. So how we operate this VSL call funnel. So what happens is your audience, they watch a 1 to 3 minute ad from you. Typically a video ad works the best. Video ad, and obviously there's a lot of testing when it comes to ads. Okay, that's why I highly recommend having an expert like us do it, or having like a really good media buyer to run your ads for you, if you don't know what you're doing. So you have a video ad that obviously you have your hook, you have your problem, you have your solution, you give some value, right? And then you do some CTAs, okay? And the CTA, call to action, directly allows them to go on your landing page. And on your landing page, right, there's going to be a headline, and then there's going to be a 10 to 15 minute long VSL. A VSL is a video sales letter, persuading people to fill out an application on the same page. Okay, so once people fill out the application, they watch this 10 to 15 minute VSL, then they're gonna book in a call if they get qualified, right? If they don't get qualified, let's say their budget, right, on the application form is under 1,000. What you can do to maximize your ad spend and to liquidate your ad spend is sell them on a low ticket offer, like $100 or $200 low ticket offer. Let them marinate for a while, and then let's say in a couple months they have the money, you can upsell them to your high ticket, okay? But your high ticket is where you want to be at. You want to be them booking on a call, on a sales call with your closer, okay? And then the closer closes that deal for 5K. Okay. Now, however, the drawbacks for the VSL funnel is very, obviously the ad spend is a lot more. You should spend at least, per month, you should spend like 10 to 15,000. If not, it's just very tough to run a VSL funnel, because there's a bunch of creators out there that are spending thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're dominating the market. Okay, and you don't really build a brand. So with a VSL call funnel, it's really like a buy or die mentality. It's a very typical sales process that, nowadays, 2025, there's a lot more people that are aware of sales tactics and marketing tactics. So with that said, right, like it's really, they don't have room. Like all these people, you're being pushed down this funnel, they don't have room to get to know the creator more or the owner more, right? Because for a person to actually buy and work with you, they need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. Okay, and the VSL funnel, it really lacks a lot of lacks a lot of trust. Okay, you can't really build trust through a 10 to 15 minute video and a 1 to 3 minute ad, right? And just a couple of screenshots and case studies. Like they've seen all these, right? Like people have seen a bunch of screenshots, and screenshots nowadays, they don't really mean much. But more case studies, yes, they mean a lot, but still, within 24 hours, do you expect people to actually buy a $5,000 high ticket? And it does work. I'm not saying it doesn't. It definitely does work, but it's a lot more pressure on the sales team. There's a lot more pressure on you because you're spending a lot on ads. Okay. Now I want to introduce you to the growth circuit ecosystem. This is also this ecosystem is also an ecosystem that I've been implementing a lot for my clients. And basically how this works is on the top of funnel, you have word of mouth and referrals as traffic. So this is traffic, word of mouth, organic. So organic meaning Instagram, Reels, and also YouTube videos. Okay, the frequency of both, I've gotten a couple questions on it. Frequency here, YouTube could be like 1 to 2 times a week. That's very good. I would aim for that. And then Instagram Reels, 3 times a week would be really good, ideal. Okay, and in terms of specific content, I'll probably cover in another video, but that's basically the traffic portion. And then paid ads, what kind of ads you would be running is top of funnel, profile visit ads. Profile visit ads to go to your Instagram profile so that they can visit your profile and give you a follow. So here's a part where a lot of people and a lot of growth operators, a lot of coaches miss. They miss these retargeting ads, and they are so important. So what retargeting ads are, these could be image ads, or it could be video ads that get shown to everyone, absolutely everyone that has visited or engaged with your Instagram profile. And it's very cheap. You could run it at like $10 a day. $10 a day, and it'll retarget all the people that have engaged with your profile that, for example, haven't followed you yet. Okay? Or even have followed you yet. Or even have followed you. Okay? But basically, you get in front of the face and you just stay top of mind. Okay, that's why it's so effective. And a lot of people miss the strategy, the retargeting ads. So once they become a follower, so that's the whole point of this ecosystem, is for them to be in your ecosystem. So ecosystem-led marketing, right? We are pulling instead of pushing. So instead of push marketing, where we're pushing people down a funnel, we're doing pull marketing. Okay, we're not being pushy. We're not pushing them down like a sales process. We're letting them come to us, and we're letting the followers engage with us as a person, or engage with the owner itself, the coach, okay? Through your content, as you can see here, right here, through your content, through your Instagram stories, short form content, your reels, and also your long form content, which you will put in your Instagram bio. Now, in your middle of funnel, once they follow you, you also run another retargeting campaign of all the people that followed you, okay? So that's another effective strategy that not a lot of people are using right now. So all the people that followed you, you put another retargeting campaign. This is more something called middle of funnel ads. So this is different than top of funnel. To people, you're running these top of funnel ads to cold traffic, right? People that don't know you, so you need to really grab attention. But for middle of funnel, people already kind of know you, right? You just need to build more trust, and you need to build more like with them. Okay, so here what I would do is just provide more value. Okay, provide more value and be more unique. Okay, now after they watch hours and hours of your content on YouTube, they see a lot of they just get exposed to you on Instagram, and then they also get exposed to you on Instagram ads, your retargeting ads. Then here comes the IG setting process. So Instagram is the best platform for conversions. Unlike TikTok or unlike YouTube, Instagram, you can actually have a conversation with them via the DMs. So that's what this is what we call the setting process, is really important. So you have conversation with them through CTAs. So those stories that you put on Instagram, right? You put a DM me, let's say you do a story sequence. Okay, what a story sequence is basically you have a couple of stories telling a story, and then at the end of the sequence, at the end of the story, you put a CTA where you tell people to like DM you a keyword. Okay, let's say DM me X to see if you qualify for the one-on-one, or if you want to learn from me, from what I do. Okay, so that's how we get all these leads, and that's how we start all these conversations. And then within these conversations, you give them more proof. So you send them a lot more content, right, to pre-sell these leads. You want to pre-sell them, right? Before hopping on a sales call, you want the person to actually know your solution. They know that they have a pain point, and then they want you to help them. Okay, so they need to say yes to the outcome, like they actually want the outcome. They need to say yes to you as a creator to help them, and they need to say yes to the product as well, which is basically on a sales call. Okay, so then what the setter does, so instead of you being in the DMs, you can hire someone called a setter. Okay, a setter basically sets these appointments for you or for your closer to take the sales calls. So a setter will send some of these resources to keep warming these leads up, and then they're going to book a call. So after they book a call, we're going to run another retargeting ad. Okay, again, this is something a lot of people miss, but we run a retargeting ad to all the people that booked a call to even handle some objections before they even come up on a sales call, or at least the most common objections that we get on the sales calls, so that they are basically all pre-handled, right? So they book a call, they get on the sales call with a closer, right? With the closer, and then the closer closes that deal and they become a client. If they don't close them, no worries, right? If we have the retargeting ads that will keep retargeting them, and it'll help you or the coach stay top of mind with the leads that didn't close. So the good thing about this ecosystem is that even if you don't close these leads, they will still be in your ecosystem. Unlike this VSL call funnel, it's more like a buy or die situation, right? They buy. If they don't buy, you do a couple of follow-up sequences, you put them in an email sequence for a couple of days, and the chance that they're going to convert after is not very high, right? Because they haven't built enough trust and time, and they haven't engaged with you enough for them to really like you that much. Okay. So unlike the growth ecosystem, yes, it's not like a linear, it's more fluffy. It's not like a linear funnel as this one, but it's a lot more scalable, and it's easier to scale, and it's more fun to scale it. Okay. So I don't think I've missed anything. If there's anything you guys want to know more, guys, comment down below. And if you guys are looking to actually scale your coaching business to 100K per month, my booking link is actually down below for you guys to book in a call. We can have a chat, and if you want to see how I can implement either a call funnel, for example, even the growth circuit ecosystem, and you just want to have a chat about how I can grow your coaching business to 100K per month, book a call down below. I promise you'll get a lot of value from that call. Okay. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.